So, a little while ago, I saw this image going around the internet, which detailed how many wins and losses each of the big three protagonists of Naruto, Luffy, and Ichigo had in their respective series, finishing with giving each of them an average win percentage. Naruto had 71, Luffy had 61, and Ichigo had 68. Are these numbers actually correct? I have no idea. But it did get me thinking, what is Goku's win percentage in Dragon Ball? How many W's does he actually have, and how many L's does he actually take? So I decided to look through the Dragon Ball Z manga and tally up every fight that Goku has gone through from the first to the last chapter, and tallying up his wins and losses. And today, I'd like to share with you my results. Do you think Goku has a high win percentage? A low win percentage? There's only one way to find out, but before you do, please make sure to like and subscribe to support the channel, and let's jump right in. For this video specifically, we will just be talking about Goku in the original manga written by Akira Toriyama. If you like this video, comment down below if you'd like to see Goku's win rate in Dragon Ball Super, the movies, and even Dragon Ball GT. I can also do this for other characters like Vegeta or Gohan, you just gotta let me know. For this, we are considering a win when Goku is actively present and the main individual who leads to the win against an opponent. If this does not happen, it's because he either lost or is only a side participant and it isn't really a fight. While the franchise certainly has a lot of matches that are draws, I'll try and give a winner if possible for these somewhat inconclusive matches. So, starting right off at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, Goku takes an immediate loss to Raditz. Doing the infamous finger pose and getting kicked one time by his brother, this is actually one of Goku's most embarrassing losses in the entire series, and honestly does not put him up for a very strong start to Dragon Ball Z. Of course, next is Raditz Round 2, and it's arguable or not if this is a win for Goku, as ultimately it's Piccolo's special beam cannon that kills both Raditz and Goku simultaneously. Ultimately, it's more of a win for Piccolo with Goku assisting him at the cost of his own life, but given how Raditz is permanently defeated by this and Goku ultimately comes back stronger from this, and they wouldn't have won if Goku hadn't held him down, it's way more of a win for Goku than it is a win for Raditz, if that makes sense. So I'm going to consider this a W for Goku. After training in the afterlife and learning several techniques, Goku takes his first objectively clear win in the entire set of Z as he absolutely embarrasses Nappa. I don't think anyone disagrees with this, so we can just move on. Now, unlike the second Raditz fight, Goku vs Vegeta is very clearly a loss for Goku. While he does win the beam struggle, it comes at the cost of being completely unable to fight after this, with Vegeta absolutely thrashing Goku as a grade 8, with only the remaining Z fighters coming in at the very last moment to repeatedly stall and hinder Vegeta. Goku is never fully taken out of the fight in the same way against Raditz as he is taken out in the fight against Vegeta. So this is absolutely an L for Goku, but an ultimate W for the Z fighters with Goku's side assistance, putting the scoreboard at 2 wins and 2 losses, or a 50% win rate going into the Namek arc. And Namek is where Goku picks up several big wins. He one-shots Recoome and goes on to easily beat both Jeice and Birder while fighting them at the same time. While it is Vegeta who kills them ultimately, he's only able to do so because of their defeat at the hands of Goku. However, he does take one pretty serious loss during this arc, and that's because while he certainly would have beaten Captain Ginyu, he does ultimately and very clearly lose when he gets his body stolen by the captain. While Ginyu ultimately does lose and Goku gets his body back, the only thing that Goku does in the fight against Goku Ginyu is jump in front of Ginyu's beam. So I don't consider this him actually winning a fight, because he didn't fight. Of course, although it takes monumental effort, a Spirit Bomb, the death of Krillin, and a Super Saiyan transformation, Goku does defeat Frieza essentially single-handedly and objectively, especially in comparison to his fights against Raditz and Vegeta. Thus, Goku in this arc picks up 3 more wins against the Ginyu Force members and Frieza, and 1 more lost against Ginyu, putting him at 5 wins, 3 losses, or a win rate of 62% going into the Android saga. Unfortunately, things do not go well for Goku during this period. While he could have gotten another W against Frieza, and does so in the future timeline, in the present day, it's Trunks who gets the win, meaning no W for Goku here. After all his training, the heart virus causes him to lose to Android 19, and then takes him out for every single following fight until literally the climax of the arc. While Goku does a bunch of training during this arc with Gohan, obviously I can't give him a win for any of these. And notoriously, Goku does not beat Cell, and couldn't have even if he hadn't given up. This, of course, leads to his noble sacrifice against Cell, and then him assisting Gohan from the other world to defeat Super Perfect Cell. And I can't in good consciousness consider this a fighting win for Goku. While he does encourage Gohan and give his son his ki to help fully defeat Cell, he's still literally a ghost who doesn't do any actual fighting. This isn't another L though, it's just not a fight that goes on the scoreboard, because very clearly 99% of the credit should go to Gohan here. However, there is one more L Goku actually does take here, and it's because he loses to the Cell Jr. he's fighting. While yes, he's fatigued, it's very clear he's losing the fight even though Gohan does intervene and save him at the end. So I'm considering this another L for Goku, especially when the Cell Jr. had him like this, face down and bleeding from the mouth. So, over the course of one arc, Goku took his pretty solid win ratio and tossed it directly in the trash. Entering the Buu Saga, Goku now has an under 50% win rate at 5 wins with 6 losses, or a 45% win rate. Let's see if he can do any better after 7 years of training. And, well, he starts this arc off pretty strong as he effortlessly defeats Yakan, literally perfectly setting him at a 50-50 win rate going into his battles with Majin Buu. Thus, this era really makes or breaks if Goku goes positive or negative here. However, he does actually have one more fight before then, and it's probably one of the most controversial battles in the entire series. Goku versus Majin Vegeta. Is this a win for Goku, or is this a loss for Goku, in my opinion? I think it's very clearly a draw, more than any other fight in the entire series, but it still leans in Goku's favor. While yes, Goku gets knocked out by Vegeta, it is extremely clear that it is off guard and Goku is not fighting him anymore. Like, dude, he's literally looking in his pocket for sensu beans when he gets hit. But in the fight, Goku is holding back a form, and Vegeta is literally amped to his full potential by Babidi, and they are only evenly matched. This fight isn't going on the scoreboard because it is truly inconclusive, but please, stop counting this fight as a win for Vegeta. It is not. Anyways, the next real fight that Goku participates in is Goku versus Majin Buu. While this fight does end with neither of them outright defeating each other, Goku is the clear winner here. While he was lying at the time, he admits they could have absolutely beaten Fat Buu if he wanted to. Even then, Goku got what he wanted out of the fight, stalling for Trunks to get the Dragon Radar, and making Majin Buu wait for Gotenks to happen, which was his plan all along. The next section of the story, Goku sits out again as he reappears after Ultimate Gohan is defeated. I don't really count anything with Vegito as a win for Goku, as they're different characters. Still though, he never normally fights Super Buu, unlike in the anime, so it's no loss for Goku here either. Finally, we reach Kid Buu, and this is either one win for Goku or a win and a loss for Goku. And I lean towards the latter. Goku very clearly in their first match runs out of energy and needs other characters like Vegeta and Fat Buu to stall for him until he can properly defeat Buu with the Spirit Bomb. If you think this was just one big fight, then it's a Goku W. If you think it's a round 1 and a round 2 situation, then Goku goes 1-1. So, tallying everything up, Goku ends with a win rate of 57%, or lower than the big 3, 4% lower than Luffy, and 14% worse than Naruto. So, is Goku just an L taker? Not quite, because I skipped OG Dragon Ball. Simply put, the number of wins that Goku has against characters in original Dragon Ball is so astronomically high that it blows this proportion up to insane heights. Daizenshu 2 is actually very helpful as it lists every single thing it considers an official Dragon Ball fight, and in original Dragon Ball, according to them, Goku wins upwards of 45 different fights. Why is this number so massive? Well, in most of OG Dragon Ball, It involves Goku fighting in tournaments or against characters with large amounts of henchmen. Now, he does lose a couple times, like against King Piccolo, Tien, Tao, and Master Roshi. The stats are so permanently skewed in a positive direction that these losses don't matter. Even if we cut the number of wins he gets, according to the Daizenshu, down to just 20, his win rate in OG Dragon Ball would still be around 80%. With its true value using the numbers potentially being closer to 90%. Adding in his stats from Dragon Ball Z are just a drop in the bucket and barely change this percentage, only increasing it by a tiny amount. So really, despite it being a larger part of the story and being known more for its fights, a grand majority of Goku's fights and victories come in original Dragon Ball. Either way, just know that Goku is not as much of a big L taker as you might have thought. As always, if you disagree with my takes, let me know in the comments down below. See ya!